Hi, my name's Elise. I'm Queen's foster mom. I've had Queen in foster for over a year. When I first met Queen, it was because she was at our local animal shelter. She had been brought there because she was hit by a car. A Good Samaritan witnessed her getting hit by the car, and unfortunately, her mom was with her, and her mom did not make it. Her mom was also hit. So the Good Samaritan brought her to get medical care at the shelter, and it became a pretty urgent situation. Queen needed care that was beyond what the shelter could provide. So I then took her into foster as an emergency short-term placement. During that placement, I realized that Queen had some additional medical needs and then potentially also some behavioral needs that needed support. So that's when we pursued getting her with Dallas Pets Alive, and she's been with Dallas Pets Alive now as a foster for over a year. Queen's needed lots of different medical care since I started fostering her. Initially, we wanted to make sure that her leg injury from the car accident was well addressed and taken care of. So that was reviewed by a lot of different veterinarians that were partnering with the rescue, and we got all sorts of recommendations, including at one point that her leg may need to be amputated. But we're really fortunate for Queen that the rescue was able to support trying physical therapy first. So Queen was able to get into a really wonderful physical therapy program, and she's completed that program. Her leg is completely fine, and she has not had to have any amputation, which is really, really wonderful. In addition to the injury from her car accident, Queen was also heartworm positive, so she went through heartworm treatment since I've had her in foster. And then also some minor treatments for worms, UTIs, and things like that. So she's had a lot of medical care, and she's now in great health, which is really exciting. She's come a long way. When I first started fostering Queen, I didn't necessarily anticipate that I would still have her as a foster a year later. But when I signed up to foster, I did make a commitment to her, and I've enjoyed having her in my home. So the length of the foster is not a big deal. However, it does come with challenges in that I have a very demanding work schedule that does require significant travel. Dallas Pets Alive has helped me find temporary fosters while I'm away so that she can be somewhere that's safe and she's well cared for while I'm traveling.
Hi, I'm Sue, and I'm Queen's temporary foster mom. We started out with Dallas Pets Alive as a foster family about a year and a half ago. We had one foster for just a few short months, and she went on transport to Colorado to find a nice home. And we had an older boxer at the time who turned out to be quite ill. So we didn't have another, he passed away in March, and my husband didn't want to have another animal in the house to live. But he was open to temporary fostering. And so I jumped on that because I love to have a dog in the house. And Dallas Pets Alive has a really great program for assisting people who need very short-term care for their dogs. When we were interested then in getting a temporary fostering kind of role with Dallas Pets Alive, we looked at their Trello board where they have a really nice organized section of dogs who need temporary care. And I saw Queen's picture on there. I knew I needed a smaller dog, and that's really was my only requirement. So she was cute, and she needed help during days we were free, and so we asked to temporary foster Queen. Our first foster date with Queen was in June 2023, and we met her mom, Elise, who's delightful and such a good foster. And Queen came equipped with toys and clothes and leashes and beds and all these things. And we had a very easy time with Queen. And when Elise needed help again, we were glad to do that. And so now knowing that Elise has a demanding career, I check in with Elise and ask her when she thinks she's going to need help with Queen and put that on my calendar. And then if there are other dogs that need a temporary foster, we take those on as well occasionally. Queen has been a guest in our home at least once a month, often for several days, for, getting close to a year. In the beginning, she was, she needed to be shown the ropes, but she always stood in well with the family. She's really amenable to being on a routine and being very scheduled, which is kind of how I raise my kids. So I raise my dogs that way, treat my house guests that way. And we look forward to seeing her. She's very easy to just fit into the family for a few days here and there. This is Queen's Tiara. The thing about this little girl is she is sassy and classy and sweet and salty, and I love to take pictures of her during her stays and share just her behaviors and antics and the things that she does with the rest of Dallas Pets Alive. And it's a good way for her mom to keep up with her when she's out of town. So when Queen is going to come, this is like the bat signal. I put this up on the Facebook page, and everyone knows that Queen is coming. And then we put this up again when she leaves, which is always a little sad. I always miss her very much the next day.
My hope for Queen is that she finds somebody who can appreciate her personality in the way that Sue and I both do. I think sense of humor required. I can really appreciate and get a sense of comfort that Sue understands her and can take humor in some of her antics and behavior, and then also appreciate her really good qualities at the same time. So looking for somebody who is looking for a companion. Queen is definitely attached to her people, and somebody who is interested in learning and growing with their dog.
I would echo that and say, that this dog has so many unusual personality things. She's so alert. She's playful. She's relaxed. She's playful. She's relaxed. She likes to be with you, whatever you're doing. And she needs to be the center of attention. She needs to be indulged. She needs to be with a real dog lover.
While I've been fostering Queen, I've been able to learn a lot about her behavior and how she's affected by her environment. So we've learned over our time together that Queen has noise sensitivity and in a relatively significant way. So, of course, with storms or weather, loud noises for construction or cars on the road, any type of alarms going off, people that are yelling or clapping, all sorts of things like that can really cause her to be alert and engage in some fearful behaviors. So we've worked with a wonderful trainer through DPA, and I've learned a lot of different skills to help Queen cope and get ahead of those behaviors for her. So she is crate trained and she loves her crate. That's a safe space for her. So if I know that we're going to have people coming over to do construction in our home, I'll set her up in a covered crate with a frozen Kong. If we know that there's weather coming, she does have medication that she takes to help with her noise sensitivity, so I'll make sure she has that in advance. If we are going to be in a new environment or things might be unexpected in that environment, I make sure that I have different things on hand that might engage her or keep her comfortable. So it's something that is very easy to manage once you learn about it, and you can be prepared and preventative with it. So it's something that we do deal with throughout the day, but it isn't a hindrance or a detractor to having Queen as a dog. It's just something that we have to proactively manage.
I would say I don't look at those things as, challenges. I think like children, you learn what can be an issue with them and you accommodate it. You figure out how to make them comfortable and happy, and you accommodate them and let them be who they are. And that's who her new owner needs to be.